Do you want to show your new look to the world?
My what?
Do you want to expose yourself as the beautiful baby boy that you are? Show him what a mirror man is.
A mirror man?
I call him my mirror man.
He's got his earrings, the shaved sides.
He's a cutie pup.
I got a haircut.
And
I
he
don't have
smells
Lego
good.
hair anymore.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant because it's so full.
Were you the one that said that, or was that people in the comments?
I was the one that said that.
Yeah, and then people took a hold of it. That's so mean. I also realized that
because I would take it as a compliment. I would love Lego hair. I pay money to get my keratin treatment to look like I have Lego hair.
But you don't have Lego hair.
I wish I did.
Hello, you guys, and welcome to another episode of The Sip. I'm Ryland Adams, of course, joined by
Lizzie Gordon.
And I hate to say it, but it's her last episode ever.
Literally, my stomach hurt when I said my name because I knew it was the last time I was going to say it.
Oh, see, I didn't even realize that. I was jumping too far ahead of you.
No, I mean, I was already feeling profoundly about it. I just wanted to make it the last time I say Lizzie Gordon on The Sip to be
your last episode ever as Elizabeth Gordon, because
I'll be back as Elizabeth. I'm okay, guys. I'm getting married.
It's Lizzie's wedding week. She's very caffeinated. She walks in and she's like, guess what? And I was like, what? And she's like, I thought of a great title idea. It's Lizzie's last episode. And I was like, whoa.
And then we got in a fight because I was like, it's got to be Lizzie Gordon's last episode.
And because she's no longer Gordon.
Because I'm going to be.
But then it's not clickbait at all.
Right.
Really?
I mean, I don't know.
And now you're going to be, are you actually going to take the name Home Okay?
In body, mind, and spirit.
So you're not legally changing your name?
No.
So you're a fraud because your wedding hashtag is Lizzie made it Home Okay because his name is Home Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna
I'll
be
my kids will be little homos and their friends will call me Mrs. Home Okay.
Okay. Are you excited? Are you nervous? What's going on?
I keep going between. I just saw my dad this morning. He's in town to help, and I don't know. I'm either crying or dying. You know what I mean? Just dead. No, it's fine. Everything's fine. I can't believe it.
I'm getting stressed for you just by proxy because I know, even though you're doing low key ish for your sanity, but it's still a huge production.
I don't think it is. Honestly, I don't think it's a huge production.
I think hosting a group of people that you know, from you're not afraid of mixing different people that don't go together.
I think we have such a small group. Everybody goes together.
Okay.
A lot of the people there actually.
All right.
And no,
I'm just scared. No, I'm scared. I can't believe it. I don't think I've ever had this close of a friend get married. It seems very official.
The last wedding I went to, I was like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm so emotional.
I guess my brother.
Oh right, damn! You left Austin out in the cold.
And I was the bridesmaid, the man of honor. I had to give the speech.
The bridesmaid, the man of honor. I love him so much, Chris. I love him so much. You were supposed to be a bridesmaid in my wedding.
Did nobody feel the need to tell me I had a unibrow before we started going? I looked in the mirror just now and I saw
I'm going to say something that I'm concerned will hurt your feelings.
What?
It's not different than it ever is.
So you just sit here and look at me with a uni all the time?
I don't see there. It's not fully connected in the middle. I'm looking at skin between the two, and I have my contacts on.
I've been having multiple. Okay, do you have what's been going on besides your wedding? Do you have any? I
have a non-starter, but it's whatever.
What?
So you know how we have black mold in our bathroom, and how my friend Katie felt the need to be you have black mold in your bathroom.
Yeah, but yeah.
So we got this stuff online to get rid of the black mold.
And only because she's coming in town and you don't want to hear her talk about the black mold?
Yeah, she won't even be at my house, but I wanted to take a picture of my ceiling and send it to her and be like,
Well, the reason I think that it might not be black mold is because it's existed in that house for as long as I've known you.
Yeah, and I'm fine.
And you're fine.
I'm fine.
Whereas when there was mold in the apartment that my sister had lived in, we were all not fine.
Yeah.
So either you're a superhuman or you don't have black mold.
I've just been thriving in a black mold environment for a decade.
Or maybe this explains your whole personality, and the reason you are the way you are is because you have black mold.
My left arm hurts.
What if you show up to the podcast next week and with no black mold, and
I don't swear,
you're normal.
I don't have to say anything vulgar, and I'm just chill. God, what an awful experience that would be for everyone.
And so it's gone.
It's gone. But here's the thing. So to get rid of it, we had to spray the ceiling with like a shit ton of chlorine. So it reeks of a pool in my house now. So we have all the windows open and we put fans in the windows to circulate fresh air because it's probably not good to be inhaling so much chlorine. But for James to come in and do it, he put a trash bag over his body. Like it looks like a hazmat suit for a radioactive environment. He had that on, ski goggles on, and a mask on because, you know, he was spraying up and he doesn't want it to get in his eyes or any part of his body.
Right.
So he comes walking through the house while I'm snuggling with Mr. Bubs on the couch, and Bubs gets so fucking scared of how James looks that he yelps and panic sprays out his ass.
What do you mean?
Apparently, when dogs get really fucking scared or when they're trying to mark their territory or something, they skeet a foul, pungent substance out of their asshole. And he did it on my fucking head.
No.
I swear to God, Ryland. And at this point, I couldn't go shower because the fucking ceiling's dripping in chlorine and no human being could go in our only bathroom. And my hair, to this day, reeks of asshole.
Thanks for gracing us.
Yeah.
He truly is his mother's daughter, though, because you spray out your asshole as well.
He's my son.
You get it.
Please don't misgender my dogs.
I'm so sorry. So I
have nothing more to say beyond like I reek of ass. I literally washed my hair 4 times and shit you not, my hair smells like an asshole.
Yikes.
It's upsetting. It's really upsetting. I had to sleep with my hair in something because I couldn't sleep because I smelled so bad.
Well, the worst thing that happened to me this week was Uber literally ate Postmates.
Oh God, this trauma.
It's truly traumatic.
This is truly traumatic.
That combined with my favorite lunch restaurant closing, which...
This makes me want to mark you. This makes me want to spray ass on your hair.
You don't feel bad for me at all? Literally, I hate Uber
I do.
Eats unless they want to sponsor the show and unless they upgrade their platform. Because it's just not as user-friendly as Postmates. And so I guess Uber acquired Postmates.
Jesus.
Now, when you open your Postmates app, it's the Uber Eats interface. And they erased 4 out of the 5 restaurants I eat from daily.
God.
So now I don't have anything to eat. I'm a cranky nightmare.
Oh, that's explaining.
And on top of that, I went to go to pick up a salad from my favorite restaurant now because I couldn't Uber or Postmates it. And it was closed too.
And this is Le Pan?
This is Le Pan. And I just feel like as one of their loyal customers, I should have been aware that they were closing before I made plans to go there and they had their doors locked and boarded up.
I have to make another confession to you.
What?
Not only did I go to Phil's Coffee and not get you anything, but I was at Le Pan this morning. And I didn't grab you something.
I'm so happy for you that the one in Studio City still exists. I just feel like I gave a lot of years of service to them. I waited tables at the Brentwood location for a long time.
Yeah. And thank you for your service.
And now I eat there like twice or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And they're just down and out on me.
And
so now I'm foodless,
you.
I'm hungry, I'm upset, and there's nothing for me to look forward to anymore.
Well, here's something positive.
What?
That green sweater is making the green in your eyes really pop. And it's a great moment for you.
I thought my eyes were blue.
They are blue, but there's flecks of green in there.
Thank you.
They're shining through and you're a beautiful man.
So now I might actually start having to cook my own meals. I just like...
You can do it.
Do I want to do it?
It's kind of nice. It's a little bit like meditation.
For me, it's not, because then you have to clean, and it's like I know I have to clean.
Tune out while you're cleaning. It's like Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then I had scabs on my face all week. I
feel you on the scabs. I've got scabs all over my face right now.
So do you ever get the zits under the skin?
Yeah.
Where it's like you have like a puff, but there's no like entry point for you to pop it. So then I remember I got this like acne toolkit from a long time ago filming some kind of video, and there are all these different like prong things to like attack your face when you're like trying to fix your acne.
Like weapons?
And yeah, they're literally weapons. And I was like, I couldn't, because there wasn't an entry point and it was so puffy, I was just scraping. And
what do you mean scraping?
Because I wanted to get the puff out.
Like you were shaving off pieces of skin? Or you were just rubbing...
So it has like this little circle at the top of the tool, and you can apply pressure and like scrape down. And I thought at some point...
I think those are for blackheads.
Yes, but I was hoping at some point it would pop something and it... But it never did that.
No, not on a cystic acne.
And instead, it just scraped the top few layers of my skin off and then had scabbed for literally since I saw you last. Honey, I had been scabbed up until now.
It actually healed really fast then.
I was using La Mer, which is like super bougie and anti-scarring. And I like lathered it on and had lotion on my face all day, every day for a week.
Can I take a baggie of La Mer home today?
Scoop it out.
Like, honestly, I'll never forget. I was so hyped to shower here one time because I was like, oh, I can use the La Mer. And I'm in the fucking guest bathroom and I go to touch the La Mer and it's like a bone dry bottle. I was like, you're out of guest La Mer. Like, what the fuck is this?
I am so
sorry. Is this
sorry
for decoration?
For your loss. See, and I never stood by La Mer before this because it's a little too dense for me. And if I put it on my whole face, I'll start to break out.
Your skin looks great.
But I guess it's for anti-scarring, la-di-da-di-da. Does anyone even care?
I mean, maybe it's helpful that you're taking your hat off while we're hiking and hiding your face to keep the dirt from flying in it.
Well, yeah, I think that was the last time. I think my acne, nobody cares.
You're bored?
Yeah, I'm bored of my own story at this point.
Is it time for another episode or another segment of Lizze's Wedding Nightmare?
Okay, I got to get this under control.
Should we do
Okay,
it again?
1, 2.
Lizze's Wedding Nightmares.
Have at it, baby girl.
Okay, so bad news. This week, the nightmare was real life. It was not a dream, you guys. It happened in reality. So I've been talking about getting a tennis bracelet to wear to the wedding. And I wanted it really bad to match the necklace that I wear.
Right.
And it's not like I'm being like psychotically bougie, like it's Swarovski or however you say that. But it's like nice. It's like nice costume jewelry. And
they're beautiful.
And it makes me fucking happy. And I didn't want to walk down the aisle without it, but I'm also a cheap bitch. And just like I don't want to pay for my own Netflix, I don't want to pay for my own tennis accessories.
Tennis accessories?
I don't know what you call them, but like this is a tennis bracelet and this is a tennis necklace. And I don't play tennis, but
People wear those playing tennis?
I bet they don't. I think it's just the name of them.
I see. They're because they're so blinged out. It like catches the sun, blinds your opponent, and you can win.
I don't know about that. But bottom line was I wanted this and I refused to walk down the aisle without it. And I've been talking about it at length. My dad came into town and before he got here, I was like, can we go? And can you please buy me a tennis bracelet? And he said yes. And then I was super hyped. So I called Joe and I was like, great news. My dad's getting me a tennis bracelet. And he went, oh, God damn it. Elizabeth, I already got you the tennis bracelet. I was going to have it for you in the hotel room on the day of the wedding so that I could give you a gift before you walk down the aisle. But I knew you'd fuck up this surprise so you can have it when you get home. So I ruined my wedding day present.
You always ruin your own surprises.
I do.
You don't think screaming it at enough people for so long would have resulted in you actually getting it? Or the bad mood that it would have caused if you didn't get it would have just ruined the day?
I think there are two things that we need to focus in on here. The first of which is clearly I have trust issues.
What does that have to do with trust?
Because I don't trust you bastards to get me a fucking tennis bracelet when I ask for it. Second point of issue here, and I would say this is probably one of my strengths. How about that I'm a girl who like gets what she wants and like manifests her dreams and turns them into things. I think that is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah. I was gonna say demanding, but both work.
Demanding bitches get shit done, and I am sitting here in a tennis bracelet.
I would say you're a bitch.
I will say.
I say, you got to get things done. You got to get what you want to get. Yeah, and
I'm reclaiming the word bitch. It's like a power thing now. Like if people can take the word diva, which just means like a star opera singer, and make it into a negative thing, then I can take bitch and reclaim it. So yeah, I'm a bitch. I'm a boss.
I'm a boss ass bitch.
Well, I was singing the other song. You know it, right, Chris? Yeah, Chris knows it.
Today's episode is sponsored by Function of Beauty, who happens to be the world leader in fully customizable hair care. I personally love their array of fragrances that they're offering at the moment. They have mango, rose, pear, eucalyptus, and it's just delightful because I believe the things you put in your hair or on your body should smell delicious. So Function of Beauty creates your unique formula based on a short but thorough quiz to give your hair everything it needs to look and feel its best. Every product is sulfate and paraben free, vegan, cruelty free, and there are over 60,000 real 5-star customer reviews. Function of Beauty fans are absolutely wild about the scents, as I mentioned, and for good reason. You can go sweet, like sweet peach. You can do mango, pear.
Ooh, I love the mango.
And they have subtle scents like lavender and rose. And
I also fuck with the rose.
Even eucalyptus. So if fragrance is also not for you, that's okay because you can go unscented as well. And you get to turn your beauty routine into an aromatherapy session, which is everything and more.
So if you want to smell as delicious as me and Ryland do, go to functionofbeauty.com/thesip to take your quiz and save 20% off your first order. That applies to their full range of customizable hair, skin, and body products. And you can get that at functionofbeauty.com/thesip. Let them know you heard about it from our show and get 20% off your order. That's functionofbeauty.com/thesip.
So apparently it's Mercury retrograde.
Fuck! Right now?
I guess, see, I shouldn't have told you either.
I've noticed.
I was scrolling on my phone just as one does. I'm like happily scrolling and all of a sudden it's like, it's Mercury retrograde. What that means for your sign. And I was like, I don't want to know that. Why do you, I was living blissfully happy, unaware that
don't tell
anything
me.
was
If you
wrong
looked,
with
I
the
don't
world.
wanna know.
Well, hopefully it's over. I don't know. It probably just started.
I don't think
so
it's over.
I blame everything wrong with the world on Mercury retrograde at the moment. But I just like, I didn't want to know because now
I'm having my wedding under Mercury retrograde. Can we just take a minute and let that fucking sink in?
Well, let's hope that it's not.
Can we talk about how Lizze's wedding nightmares are fucking breaking through the fucking subconscious realm into the corporeal field that is this reality?
See, and I don't even know if I didn't look into it because I didn't want to know anything. It's like
don't
reading
look into
your
it. It's none of our fucking business.
Like reading your astrology or getting your tarot cards read it. It's like jinxing. Now everything that happened. Now I'm like setting myself up for bad days just knowing it's in the ether.
I mean, I don't feel like my tarot cards set me up for bad days, but I definitely don't need to know how awful it's going to be because I'm just going to be I wish you hadn't even told me it was retrograde.
I'm sorry, because the whole point of this was that I didn't want to know either. So now I'm putting it on you and you as well.
Now I just feel like I need to get like a wedding DJ or something.
You should have done that a long time ago.
No, I mean, I have a playlist and a big speaker.
Okay. I was trying to think if I wanted to address anything else. Every time I address comments, I come across as a baby. I get it.
I feel like even that addressing right there is going to have you come across as a baby. Every time I call him baby.
Well, no, but I have been seeing a lot of people being like, Ryland's different on the podcast. And I would like to say people are multifaceted, you know? And the podcast is definitely more performative than any of my other outlets because we're trying to entertain people through conversation.
And we're blacked out.
And you're seeing two people's relationship that is one of like best friend type that like to get riled up about nothing. You know what I mean?
It's like if we were in a car together and there was a question of road rage, it would probably end in a massacre because we would just, am I wrong?
What?
I mean, I always got the vibe that if we were in traffic and someone upset me, that you would have my back in a knife fight. Am I wrong about that?
Well, no, I'm just saying like you and I could fight about literally nothing. Like we could fight about the weather if we wanted to.
Well, we're about to fight about the fact that you wouldn't have my back in a knife fight.
I just don't think violence is the answer. I think we could just like speed off, at worst cut them off. And just like flip them off, maybe.
I mean,
I was just saying more so at the fact like you and I particularly like to fight about absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I guess.
And I don't know why that gets us going.
I think it tickles us inside because we're not like actually confrontational people, but it's nice to. Oh no, do you think I am?
You're pretty confrontational. Like even when we were at we were ordering salads the other day, and she's like, "Listen," and she's like, "No bacon, no dressing, more dressing."
First of all,
too aggressive. No, and she's like, I'm not being mean at all. I was like, you're coming across as kind of mean. And then sometimes on the podcast, afterwards, I'm like,
say no bacon. That is never a thing I would say.
I was projecting the no bacon. I didn't remember exactly what it was you didn't want on your salad.
I said no chips.
But even sometimes on the podcast afterwards, you were like, oh, I was definitely kidding about XX and X. And I was like, were you? Because you say it, sometimes you say things with such conviction.
Yeah.
And then I like to get sassy back at you. And
I just assume that people know. I mean, and it makes me sad. And this is what I was trying to express to you at Sweet Greens. I play this character that's so incredibly awful that I feel like the assumption has to be she's not real, but it breaks my heart that people believe it because that means that they've experienced that bitch in reality as well.
Well, and that's all. This doesn't even comment on the podcast. It was more so like some on the vlogs were like, you're so different in the vlogs. And it's not different. It's that it's more performative because it's a podcast and all we have to entertain you, hopefully, is us having conversations.
And Chris.
And the podcast I listen to, I get a little bored if it's like they're just agreeing about everything and there's like flatlined, you know?
And I'm arbitrarily oppositional. So if you say something, I must negate it.
Well, you're very honest is something I would say. Like if I say something, you're not the type to please. Like there was even an example last week. Somebody was like, oh, like I love horror movies. You're like, I love horror movies. And you're like, which is your favorite? And they were like, I love this one. You're like, I hate that movie.
I mean, I do hate that movie.
And it's like, but normal people don't do that. Like people are just like, oh yeah, like, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe some people need to hear it.
And that's what I love about you, and that's why you're my podcast co-host.
Maybe some people need to hear that was like a garbage movie, like, and that it's not really a horror movie. Like maybe it's like horror adjacent, but it's definitely like a thriller made for a mass audience.
Well, speaking of,
doesn't matter. That's not a horror movie. I would call out as a horror movie, let alone.
Well, now are you going to tell the people the horror movie that you're not into? No, I'm not,
because I actually really like that writer and I like his work.
Okay, just not that specific movie.
Yeah, I'm willing to burn the Ben Platt, Mark Platt bridge, but not this one. This bridge I will keep active.
Wide open. You gotta choose the load
but
you're gonna blow.
Fuck the Platts.
Oh my gosh, Lizzie, stop it.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so speaking of movies.
I'm kidding. See, that's an example of a joke. These are jokes.
I have heard somewhere that all jokes are grounded in reality somewhere.
Fuck the Platts.
Okay. Are you going to go back to a movie?
I've been going to movies.
You've been going to theaters?
Yeah, girl. Well, I went once. I don't know what I'm saying.
Which movie did you see?
Fucking in October, I saw Tenet.
Oh. I thought movie theaters just opened back up. I saw a headline that was like, I guess now you can go maskless once you're sitting down like at a restaurant.
Shit. I went maskless in this one because I was eating.
Right. But I mean, I guess I haven't been to a movie theater yet, so I was just curious what the movie that was going to get you back into a theater.
But any movie will get me back in a theater. What is going on?
I'm burpy.
Okay, I was just making sure that's all it was.
You thought I was going to throw up on you?
I don't know.
You know what? Shane woke up with vertigo today, which is why we were a little delayed in getting off the ground. And I realized he started Googling it. It's
he's nervous about my wedding.
Yeah, he's nervous about your wedding. It's a side effect that people are experiencing post-corona. And I realized the first time he had it at the beginning of the year was after he had coronavirus. So him getting vertigo only stemmed after having had coronavirus. And I just think it's like, it's just a weird side effect that he wakes up with it about once a month. And it's just crazy.
I didn't realize it was once a month. That's so fucked.
Well, now that we know the Epley maneuvers, which if you've ever experienced vertigo,
you just say?
Epley maneuver, where you like
sounds kind of sexy.
You do these maneuvers because they're like crystals that get loose in your head, and then you have
because in your ears you have those feelers that come out, and then whatever keeps your equilibrium is this sort of liquid thing. So it's about getting that.
They call them crystals, and like one of them will like pop loose, and then it makes you wobbly.
Should we be mining for crystals in Shane's head?
Weird.
Did we just find a cash cow?
I feel like we're being really awkward today. For some reason, I'm like, normally I'm ready to be feisty about everything, but today I'm like very low key. I'm like trying to ramp up, and I think it's because I laid on the couch and did not one thing yesterday. I just like flat lined on the couch.
I love that for you. I want that in my life.
Did you watch the Friends reunion?
Did I watch the Friends reunion?
Oh, see, when I first had asked you about it, you kind of like aggressively was like, we have to talk about the Friends reunion.
I'm literally about to start crying right now.
I thought you were going to hate it.
Oh, God, no.
See, and what's interesting to me is like...
I'm devastated by it, quite frankly. Like, I literally feel so upset and sad about it that I can't even tell you. It feels like just fucking yesterday we were waiting to find out the name of Ross and fucking Rachel's baby, and it's like, no, she's a fucking adult.
And now it's like
where does the time go?
It's definitely
I'm 31.
Over. Wow. You look great.
Was that insane?
I just think it's interesting.
What I'm trying to say is I do need a day where I just lay on the couch because I'm clearly not okay.
Well, yeah, it's your wedding. You're not going to have one for a while.
No.
But I think it's interesting the way that the media portrays things, because leading up to it, I guess like a lot of people got to watch it that were writing articles on it. And so many people were like, it's disappointing. It's unentertaining. It's not fun. Everything that's wrong with the Friends reunion. And I will say, when I saw James Corden was hosting it, I was kind of like, oh, I wish they would have picked somebody different. I have nothing against him. Like, I love Carpool Karaoke. I love Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts. But I just thought for like the Friends reunion, I wanted maybe one of the cast members or something, like one of the recurring cast members or something. But I thought it was beautifully orchestrated and produced. The way that they intertwined different segments and how they told the story, but using different setups, I thought was beautiful.
Yeah, I thought it was like a perfect little time capsule of nostalgia and love and joy. And it, like, seriously, like the second it started, I was like, like it felt like it was about me.
Well, that's the thing is I was thinking that too. Like, I am so invested in these people's journey because
I used to watch it when the episode came out on Thursdays before TiVo existed. If you wanted to record an episode, you had to put a fucking VHS tape into your VHS player and record it. You know what I mean?
Like, I can't even imagine how they feel.
Must-see TV was such a part of my childhood that I'm just like, oh my God.
I lied when I said they made $1 million each. They actually made $2.5 million.
What are we doing here?
And they're still making $560,000. I read allegedly a month royalties? In residuals. And it's like they just can't stop making money to save their lives.
Good for them,
right?
Fuck
I mean, they blessed us with something that's so uplifting, light, and happy.
Well, one of the things that I loved so much about the way that they told us the origin story of each character's casting is you start looking at these megastars who have been in the limelight since you and I were very small.
Right.
And you see them as the people they were before they were, fucking Jennifer Aniston and Matthew Perry.
Well, yeah, these shows made them that.
Yeah, and so it's crazy to see them in a room full of people because all of a sudden you see the 20-year-old human beings on the brink of super international stardom. And it's just so, like, I have chills thinking about it. And I love every one of them.
I will say the things that I was already upset about before going into it was like, I wanted a new episode. Like, hit us with the reunion and then surprise us with the 30-minute episode. And they did address it inside of the reunion, saying like, oh, we'd have to unravel these characters and then have to like put a button back on their storylines. Yeah. And to do that, you really would have to do like a whole season at least. And then it would be like, it would never be what it was. So I'm almost fulfilled in the way that they didn't come back and do an episode. My only problem is they did miss Paul Rudd, but I think he's across seas shooting a movie. Yeah. I was like, okay, we can get superstars that weren't even in Friends, but like Paul Rudd's missing.
I have an unpopular opinion.
What?
I was not about Lady Gaga singing "Smell Like Cat."
I mean, yeah, Phoebe should.
Yeah, she comes out and has to like show up. Lisa Kudrow.
She also seemed annoyed. Lisa Kudrow seemed kind of annoyed.
She's also that's her character. Funny. She's so funny.
I love her so much.
And when you and I auditioned for that pilot 2 years ago, maybe I was like, Lisa Kudrow's for sure going to be our mother, so I'm for sure going to be cast.
The show got canceled, by the way.
Serves them right.
No, Lizzie. We wish everyone well.
We wish you well, but you should have called us.
Today's episode is sponsored by Storyworth, which is the most meaningful and thoughtful gift for you and the entire family. If there's ever been a year to feel more close and connected to your loved ones, it's this year. And with Father's Day coming up, it is such a wonderful gift. Storyworth is an online service that helps your dad, grandfather, and every father figure in your life share stories through thought-provoking questions about their memories and personal thoughts. It's a new, fun way to engage with them, especially when you can't be together in person. Every week, Storyworth emails them a different story prompt. Questions you've never thought to ask, like, what's your favorite story about your father, and what are the things you're most proud of in your own life? Storyworth has helped numerous families learn about each other in profound, special ways, and their testimonials will definitely make you tear up. Storyworth has already created powerful experiences for me because I've learned, honestly, things about the people in my life that, like I said, you would have never thought to ask. And there's no shortage of surprises when you're reading the weekly stories.
My favorite thing about this whole gift is that at the end of the year, Storyworth will compile all of these prompts that your dad has answered, along with the pictures that he's provided, into this beautiful keepsake book and ship it off to you so that you and your family can enjoy it forever.
Yes, and the shipping is free on that. So give your dad the most meaningful Father's Day gift with Storyworth. Get started right away by going to storyworth.com/thesip. You'll get $10 off your first purchase. That's storyworth.com/thesip for $10 off. Today's episode is sponsored by Best Fiends, who we love so much. As a kid, I loved playing jigsaw puzzles, and it was all about having a good time and never wanting it to end. And with Best Fiends, it brings that fantasy back to life, and it does feel like it never ends, which is perfect. With Best Fiends, you'll solve tons of fun puzzles with just the right amount of challenge and strategy involved. In fact, it's almost too much fun because I can't stop playing, which isn't a problem because Best Fiends has literally thousands of levels with something new to play every single day. The adorable collectible characters just keep coming. You're gonna have a tough time choosing your favorite. Recently, I love this green caterpillar named Miles. He's so cute and adorable, and every time I see him, it's a little serotonin boost. You know, you're like, oh, there's my BFF. So give Best Fiends a try if you want a fun puzzle game with no game over. Download the 5-star rated puzzle game, Best Fiends, free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends.
Scene 1, take 2, A mark.
Thank you.
Scene 1, take 2, B mark.
You know what else I'm noticing?
What?
Chris's arms. Daddy's strong.
Showing up.
Showing up, showing off.
Okay, so we had a couple more questions left over from when we did the Spill Your Guts, Fill Your Guts.
God.
So I thought we could do like a mini IG Q&A because we got some cute little questions.
Okay.
So starting off, somebody said, how soon after y'all met your partners did you hook up with them?
Oh.
What? You had sex the night you met him?
Yeah.
Really?
Of course.
Shane and I dry humped the night we met each other, but you didn't do that. Like, when's the last time? Did you do that in high school? Like with clothes on?
I don't think so.
Like, you didn't?
No.
Well, yeah, we didn't fully, like.
I've always thought dry humping was a little bit odd.
It is. It's really odd. And it
do you do it with panties on?
Fully clothed.
Yeah,
it's
see,
like make
zippers,
out.
I don't want a zipper rubbing up on my mom's pubis.
Make out session turns into kind of dry humping, and then it was getting a little further, and then Shane had to pee, but then I was like, this is our first interaction, maybe, and then I like pulled my pants back up.
Yeah, you're a prude.
And then I think the second time was out in the world, so then the third time is when we had sex.
You dry humped out in the world?
No, we dry humped. That was our first date. We went back to his house.
Okay.
And then the second date was like out in the world, so you can't really.
Got you.
It was like a restaurant date.
I have been doing this thing to Joe where I like to shove him up against something and then just start kissing him, like one of those TikTok trends where they do like the.
You know what's relieving to me?
What?
You sent me a TikTok this week, and for some reason, I finally like clicked on it.
Yeah.
And it took me to the TikTok app, and I was logged out, and I don't remember.
Me too.
I don't remember my login, so I'm done. I'm officially done.
Why was it logged out? Because my shit was logged out too, and now I'm just sort of like in there as a visitor. I think, which
I don't know. I feel
with.
like I was like, did my account get deleted? But I didn't care enough to go in and look and check. Have you ever cried during sex?
I don't think so.
Oh, shocking. I chose this one because I thought you might have a good story for me. I don't know. It wouldn't even have to be related to the actual person you were having sex with. I could just feel like maybe you were stressed out and like you just started bawling and had to leave this scenario.
No.
All right. Me either. Unfortunately. One person said, I don't even know if I want to do this. Do you both actually enjoy doing the podcast?
This is my favorite fucking day of the week.
And I will say, I mean, I love the podcast. I love the result of the podcast. I have gone through waves in since we've started being like it's been a journey for me, but right now more than ever, I enjoy nothing more than like getting to sit down and talk to you, having Chris come over. It feels like, it's like fun. I feel so lucky to be able to do this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also in a very lucky position. You know what I mean? Like I get to just come here, sit in this seat, emotionally abuse Chris, have a good time with you, and then go home. Sometimes I have to airdrop some assets, but like
so hard for you.
I'm just saying it's you've cultivated a great vibe. Also, my whole thing right now is cultivating vibes.
And that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What?
Which is something I didn't poke on either. I was in the car with Lizzie. It was 11:11. I was like, 11:11, make a wish. And she was like, and it was great. We made our wishes.
What was I like?
That's what you did. You literally, I said, it's 11:11, make a wish. And you went,
I mean, I go like,
yeah, okay.
It's different when I do it. I don't know. I didn't like the way you did it. It was like patronizing.
And she's like, okay. So I was like, thought it was understood, and we moved on. We get back in the car after hiking, and it's 12:12. And she goes, it's 12:12, make a wish. And I was like,
I do it anytime I look at my phone and it's multiple numbers.
But I mean, the reason 1111 is considered like an angel number is because it's all the same. It's like 1111.
Yeah, but
1212 does not quantify.
It's 12 and 12.
And like I guess, but that's like 1111 is universally recognized as like you make a wish when you see it. You like stop, realize where you're at, and manifest some thoughts. I do 1212 is not.
I do
one
that
of those.
At 333. I do it at 444.
Those two specifically, I do too, but those are not a la 1212.
I'll do it at. I was going to say I do it at 666, but that's not time.
The air conditioning was set to 66 and I couldn't even do that. I had to turn it down to 65 because I like cannot do sixes next to each other.
Because you're worried about going to hail?
I'm so superstitious.
Of hail.
I don't want the hail to come down on me and catapult me down into hell.
And just knock you down like whack-a-mole?
Okay, have you ever faked an orgasm with your current partner?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like, how do you, as a man, how do I fake one? Because I, like, something would come out.
Don't make me get gross.
I just don't think I can. Yeah, I'd have to
just start spitting.
I'd have to really maneuver
like get a
some
mucusy
things.
Spit going, and then it's like, what's wrong with him?
Do you pee in the shower?
Yeah.
Of course, me
Absolutely.
too. I don't trust a bitch that doesn't pee in the shower.
No, I'll pee in my car.
It's like, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You won't, Chris?
This is fucking.
You've never been in a circumstance.
Oh, like once in an emergency, but not. No.
I feel like I'm always in an emergency because I always have 10 liquids with me, so I'm like always in an emergency.
I'm never not pissing my car.
But if you don't piss in your shower.
Who are you?
Exactly.
Who are you?
Biggest fear or regret that keeps you awake at night? I would say like the things that keep me awake at night are stupid things. Like I've been getting more sensitive as I get older and I'll like overthink things that don't matter at all. But like the smallest interactions with people, I'll be like,
yeah,
was I too mean?
Oh, that's really nice of you.
I don't ever think that about you, except for when I did this week.
What do you mean?
I did it once this week, but I'm not going to go there.
Go there?
No,
you can't do that. You brought
I'm
it up.
not. Well, I was telling you.
Thought you were too mean
No,
to me?
I told you an unpopular opinion about somebody that I just didn't love, and you disagreed strongly.
No,
and I just like.
I know what you're
then
talking
I felt
about.
guilty to the point where I even texted you, and I was like, "I'm sorry that I don't love this person as much as you do. I don't not
this is
love
so
them."
sad and sweet. Can we just?
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're insane. I almost feel like usually like I really respect your boundaries on this show, but I feel like this is a weird boundary because we're talking about like a super famous person. Like it's not a person that we know intimately or ever will know. It's a full-blown stranger, celebrity.
I don't want to be exposed, okay?
I respect that. I won't expose you, but you are so
because
sweet.
it's very unpopular apparently.
No,
okay.
I hope you didn't don't lose sleep
So
over that.
what do you
do you not remember what I said in response to it?
I do. It was very sweet. I didn't lose sleep over that because I immediately texted you about it. Okay, tell me what you lose sleep about.
I hate a lot of people. You're entitled to hate strangers.
Well, I know. And that as soon as she was like leaving my car, I was like, remember, you hate X, 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 and X, just to like make me feel justified and not like in one person.
I hate a lot of strangers. Like I know them personally.
Okay, what keeps you awake at night? Pivot.
I don't know now.
What things do you do? What things do you guys what don't you like? What are things your fiancés do that you don't like? Like, is there
I'm like not allowed to talk about it.
Oh, okay. I'll respect your boundaries.
Super stupid because I want to talk about it.
You'll get in trouble?
It's disrespectful of me to talk about it.
Okay. Wow, look at us being guarded for the first time ever on the podcast.
But it's like, I love him very much. And like, I have this thing where I will talk about something that somebody else does that might mortify them. But I bring it up because I think it's something that makes them endearing and human, and I love it. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's obnoxious, like, I love it. But when I do that, sometimes people feel like I'm intentionally humiliating them.
I understand.
And that breaks my heart because I'm not. I think this thing is super sweet and cute and lovable.
I'm trying to think. I guess like sometimes our sleep schedule drives me a little bit nuts.
Oh, I fucking hate our sleep schedule. And Joe snores. And last night I was a crazy bitch and we fell asleep on the couch watching Sopranos. And I left him there. It's our wedding week and I left him on the couch.
You're like, you snore over there.
No, like literally I didn't wake him up. I like got up really sneaky and went to bed and just slept in the bed alone without him. And then this morning he like came in and like Finally got in bed when the sun was up. And I feel bad about it. I'm sorry, and I love you, baby.
Yeah, I got mad at Shane specifically this morning. I like texted him the side-eyed emoji because I woke up and the birds are so loud around my house for some reason when the sun rises. And I could hear the birds going crazy. I could see through the blackout blinds that the sun was out. And I was like, where the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Come to bed. And he was doing things, but like, and that's just like, he's creative at night. And I respect that. But sometimes when it's too late, I'm like, where are you? Have you ever hated each other's boyfriend or girlfriend? And I only picked
me and you. Like have I ever hated your boyfriend?
Yeah, or have I hated yours? And I only picked this because I had a specific moment that I still feel guilty about that I've already confessed to you about. Like years ago when we weren't as close as we are now, I was like going through this phase where I was like unfollowing everyone just because I wanted like I was like that crazy person that wanted to like lower, like I was following less people. Like I don't know. I was so stupid. I don't care about anything like that on Instagram anymore.
No, I do that too though.
But I unfollowed Joe forever ago and I still to this day feel guilty about it.
I mean, who cares?
And I guess I haven't followed him, but he doesn't post.
He doesn't go on.
Does he post?
No, he doesn't go on Instagram. And also, like, we wouldn't have noticed.
I fear the day that he finds out. And
like, literally, we never would have known. Because we don't know how to, like, I don't give a shit about Instagram.
Well, this was years ago.
And no, you've told, and you even confessed this to me years ago.
I know.
And I still feel like neither of us would have known or cared, but I do that too. Like I'll delete people so that I have like a smaller following. I follow a less amount of people.
See, now I don't care though.
I mean, I don't care now either, but I used to do that.
Yeah, me too.
And part of it was just like, I just don't know you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I didn't really know Joe back then.
No, I could see that probably being like after our breakup.
Okay, the last one was are you going to film your wedding?
Maybe.
You don't know yet?
No, I don't know yet. Should I know?
You don't want to...
I can't afford Chris.
You don't want that moment forever?
We'll have photos.
Do you have a photographer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We have a great wedding photographer.
That's great. Okay, so at least you have that.
Can I plug him?
Yeah, sure.
Or maybe we should plug him when I come back.
We'll show photos. Oh yeah, we're not going to be here next week because of your wedding. I'm going on vacation.
To do what?
To relax.
No.
What?
To sing Peaches on the beach while wine drunk.
Yeah, that is what I want to do.
Because that's his fucking dream.
Okay, so to end this episode out, I wanted to play... Oh, no. Chris, do you mind handing me the game that's holding up the clipboard?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
We've got a problem, Chris. Thank you
very much.
Now, Chris, can you just stand there and hold that? Thank you.
No, you can put it down.
Hold on. Let me take a picture of him holding it.
So...
Thanks, Chris.
So Shane actually got this. Shane's so cute. Like every time he sees a game that he thinks might be a fun segment on the podcast for us, he buys it for me. And
yeah, can we talk really quickly?
What?
Can I bounce back to this did keep me up at night.
What?
When I sent Shane the link to that slime thing on Instagram.
Did he leave you unread?
No, he hearted it, but it doesn't matter. Like it's still like the weirdest thing I think I've ever done.
Oh, well, Lizzie just slid into Shane's Instagram DMs with like a slime video. I don't think that's that weird.
Oh, I think it's weird.
He went through a big slime phase.
Yeah, and I'm an adult, and I don't have a lot of adult friends who love slime, so I just was like, oh, Shane will appreciate it's quality slime.
So Shane and I both listen to Anna Faris's podcast, and we like her a lot. And so she came out with this Dealbreakers game, which I guess is something she does with her guests. And so she made it a game. It's actually the #1 purchased game on Amazon right now, which like good for her.
Go Anna Faris.
And so you just pick a card and you decide if it's a deal breaker or not for you.
I have so many deal breakers that Joe has literally pitched. She's like, you guys should do a segment on the show where you do that thing that you do. And I was like, what thing? He's like, that thing where you go like, that doesn't work for me. And that's not okay.
Well, yeah, I said, we're going to do some deal breakers today, Lizzie. And she goes, well, everything's a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, everything.
Literally everything. Do you want to pick the first one? Mm-hmm. I think the blue ones. I don't know what's going on with the red ones.
It's really hard to get in here. It's like Jesus. Oh, it's a deal breaker.
What is it?
They live in a funeral home. Fuck no.
Interesting.
I saw 6 Feet Under. Those families are dark and twisted.
I don't know if it's a deal breaker. I just don't want them bringing energies to where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking deal breaker.
They live at a funeral home.
I'm not going
if
to
that's
their
their
home.
job, though, for me, it's not a deal breaker. Like off the bat, like I'll give you a chance. It's not something I'm gonna be like enthralled by, nor am I gonna want to sleep there if like multiple people are haunting you. But if you're doing, if you're doing the funeral work, like if you're like doing these people justice, they're probably angels to you, not ghosts of anger spirit.
I mean, like it's a deal breaker.
Okay, I disagree. They insist on feeding you a bite of everything that tastes good. I'm assuming on a first date. I'm into it.
It's a deal breaker.
What? If it tastes good, why wouldn't you want a piece?
Even you extending your arm like that to me, I found incredibly unacceptable.
Well, I'm the kind, as we learned from the podcast, that asks somebody 10 times while we're sitting and eating out how their food is.
And in that same sentence, I answered that question. I said, I don't want a fucking bite of your food. I don't give a shit how great it is. I saw it on the menu and decided not to order it.
See, for me, I'm like, I wanted to order 10 things, but only decided to order 1, maybe 2 if I'm lucky.
That's different. If you want to form an alliance, I'm game. But there are two, like, you know what I mean? Like there are 2 inputs to an alliance and it's made out of mutual beneficiality.
If you're on a first date though, you really won't take a bite of something delicious.
Oh, specifically if I'm on a first date. Like I think it's disgusting. Like I don't like sharing a salad. I don't like sharing a milkshake. I don't like sharing soup. I think it's gross.
I'll go as far to say it's a deal maker.
Ew. Here, take my... Deal breaker.
What?
They want to get a face tattoo.
Some people look good with face tats.
I've seen super hot people with face tats. Honestly, like I'm into it as like a bad girl phase, but it's like I'm a settled down missus now and I'm not here for a face tattoo. Deal breaker.
Interesting. Not a deal breaker for me either.
Deal breaker.
Dependent on how it looks and the person.
That was so rude. I feel like it's who I am right now.
That's fine. You can be the angry one on today's episode. Normally I feel like it's me. Normally I match your spirit, and today I feel like I'm a little bit chiller. They wear eyeglasses that aren't prescription.
Deal breaker. That's fucking weird. Why are you doing that? That makes me cringe. That makes my soul fucking shrivel up inside my body and makes me go like, oh.
Okay, well then I'm going to expose you. I'm going to go ahead and expose you because we were in Big Bear and one of your friends was trying on fake glasses, screaming that she doesn't need glasses, but she likes how they look on her.
And I gave her shit for it. No, and you're not exposing me. You're exposing Anna Gilchrist, who's right now wearing fake fucking glasses on her face.
No, you said you liked them on her.
No, I said it was ableist, but she looked cute. As a person who wears glasses and can't see without them, I think it's obnoxious if you're going to fucking... And when I was younger and I wanted to wear fake glasses, I couldn't do it out in public because it was just like, this is fake.
All right. They call everyone babe. That's a deal breaker for me. I'm gonna come in hot with my first deal breaker. I kind of feel like babe's a little condescending sometimes as well. Like when you're like, hey babe.
Yeah.
It's okay, babe.
And
all right,
babe and kid. The guy at the fucking pet food store called me kid the other day. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm older than you. What are you doing calling me?
Yeah, that is very condescending.
Yeah, like you have a purple iPhone, sir. Like, please don't call me kid.
Wow, okay.
Deal breaker. This is a deal breaker.
What?
They insist they don't color their hair, but it's obvious they do. Fucking why lie?
That's a deal breaker for me too.
It's fucking weird.
Because these days, like authenticity means everything. Yeah, and it's like if you're gonna lie to me about dyeing your hair, where does it end? Like, if you're gonna start with that, like I can't trust you on anything. If you're gonna lie about something that stupid, because it doesn't matter.
Open up to me.
Exactly.
You know, it's like I knew a girl one time who I like really let my guard down with because she had red hair. And then I like went to her house and I was like, that's so funny. Like your bathroom cabinets are full of red hair dye. And
and you hate a fake redhead.
Yeah, and she was like, oh no, that's for my hair, so I can do it myself. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, I dye my hair. She hadn't told me.
You think so? Every fake redhead needs to come up to you and confess. I mean,
we were talking about inside fucking redhead secrets.
So, oh wow. So, but you would prefer, like, if you see a stranger at a store, they would need to come up to you and confess.
Well, usually you can tell. Usually you can tell a bottled red.
So this girl knew how to dye her hair well.
Yeah.
I chose another one. I feel like this one's not going to be a deal breaker for you. They don't wear shoes.
I don't give a fuck about that. But Joe always wears shoes.
It might be a deal breaker for me.
Joe has the softest feet.
Because I wear socks at all times unless I'm asleep. And most of the times in the house, I'm wearing like house shoes as well.
Do you hate me?
Do I hate you?
Because I'm always barefoot?
Well, I just don't prefer it myself. So I don't know if I can trust somebody that also doesn't do that. Do you want to pick the last one?
Do you not trust me?
I don't know. I mean, no, I trust you with everything.
You just called that a deal breaker, bro, and then burped.
Well, I'm not trying to marry you. You're getting married.
I don't know why it hurts every time you say something like that, but it does. And it's not that I'm gay and want to marry you.
You're about to be a homo gay.
I'm going to be Elizabeth homo gay. I'm going to start crying right now. It gets realer every day.
Somehow it will become my fault.
This is not a deal breaker. I think this is sexy.
Wow. Okay, what is it?
They order for you at restaurants.
Don't think that's a deal breaker for me. That is like absolutely not. You can order something and offer me a bite, but don't assume that you're going to know what I want to eat. Like, I want that. I need that.
Okay, so I know that this seems in stark contrast to my initial thing of I did not order what you ordered, so do not give me a bite. But if Joe were to sit down and be like, this is what you want. Like yesterday after we went shopping, he was like, oh, you want to get this, this, and that. And I was like, okay.
Yes. I like it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think we'll bring this game back to. I think it's a fun way to end the show.
I love it too. And look it.
It's okay. So now you're ruining my card game.
I'm sorry. I didn't consider the repercussions of.
Yeah, I knew you didn't.
Bending and throwing.
I forgive you. All right, you guys. That is all we have for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it very much. We won't be here next week, but the week after that, we'll be back.
Oh, I won't be back.
Oh,
Elizabeth Homo okay. Will be sitting in my seat.
Wow, who will she be?
She's probably gonna be like refined and chill and like
I'm excited
really
to meet this woman. I'm excited to meet this woman. If you want to follow us on social media, we're at The Sip Official. We're also on there personally. Please subscribe to the channel. We love you very much, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
And that's The Sip. I also think I might change my Instagram handle to Elizabeth Homo K. So follow Lizzie Gordon while it lasts, guys.